guys, welcome back. I'm MeiLani and this is Why Not Me B&B. This is a super fun part, you guys. We've done the hard work. We've pitched to landlords. We've analyzed numbers a little bit. We're gonna get into that a little bit more later, okay? But now we get to start shopping. Just a reminder, your success is up to you. This is our disclaimer. Make sure that you are doing your research. You are running your numbers, all right? So on our path, we're going up. We're becoming superheroes. Here we go. We've talked about 1, 2, and now we're on 3, prepping the property. This is so fun, you guys. This is where we get to go shopping. This is where we get to do a lot of fun stuff. So the first thing you've got to decide is what level of Airbnb is this going to be? Remember when I say Airbnb, I could mean VRBO. I just mean short-term rentals, okay? What level of Airbnb are you going to have? So is it a marketplace? By marketplace, the reason why I started using that term is because when I started, almost all the furniture I bought was on Facebook Marketplace. So that's why I say a marketplace level property or a luxury property, okay? Marketplace or luxury property, because that's really going to affect how much cost you're putting into it and how much cost you're going to get out. However, depending on the area, you might be fine with a marketplace listing, okay? Now, a complete list of my shopping list you can find here, and this has everything. It has the sheets I use, it has the towels I use, it has the silverware I use. All of those things can all be found on our website, on our blog, right there, okay? If you can't find it for any reason, give us a call and we'll send you the list. Maybe we've changed it by the time you watch this. I don't know, but this is usually where we find our list. Don't forget that little P in there, whynotmeairbnb.com/P/shopping list, okay? So now let's dive in. All right, shopping on a budget. Oh my goodness, you guys, if I hear you are spending, well, let me first ask, let me rewind. How much do you think it would cost to furnish a 3-bedroom? Okay, I want you to keep that in your head. Okay, I once was meeting with one of my students, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's doing so well. Like we're making so much money." I'm like, "That's awesome. How much money did you put into it?" And they said, "Oh, we furnished it for like $20,000." I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? $20,000? You do not need to spend $20,000 to furnish this house." I don't know if they were like shopping at the White House or what, but and I'm not saying that you got to shop at Goodwill. Okay, you just need to be smart about which items to put money into. You're probably not going to be shopping at Bed Bath & Beyond, okay? You could be shopping there for a couple of items, but overall, you don't need to go to top dollar items on all of these, okay? There's a lot of good things to be found on the marketplace, okay? So make sure that you know, as we go to the slides, of 5-star Airbnb does not mean 5-star hotel, okay? You don't need to be the Ritz-Carlton to be a 5-star Airbnb, okay? Also, remember with staging, you'll ask any interior designer if you go into any hotel or not Airbnbs, because some people are terrible Airbnb hosts, but less is better, okay? Less is better. You do not need a picture on every single wall. You don't. And you don't need a lot of stuff on top of each dresser. In fact, please don't. That's terrible, okay? So make sure that you remember less is better when you are staging a property. Okay, now here's an example of a couple of our houses, all right? Very simple, very sleek, nothing on the counters that doesn't have a purpose in being there, okay? So make sure that you are not you're not over stuffing this house full of stuff. Okay. In fact, sometimes I love going to my Airbnbs and I'm like, "Ooh, there's no Legos on the ground. It's fabulous." However, in some of our properties that we are targeting families, we do have a playroom. We do have a play area, but it's all nicely put away and has a purpose for being there because it is a family center property. Okay, so everything you buy should have a purpose. If it is because this room has like not enough color, then okay, go buy one piece of greenery, one flower, something like that, okay? But don't overwhelm it, okay? Next, as we go through, where to shop. I always get asked where to shop. And that is sometimes a long answer because again, it depends. Are you doing a marketplace property or a luxury property? Okay, maybe you're looking at Craigslist, OfferUp. That app is so addicting once you get into this business. Facebook Marketplace. But also, you can look at furniture clearance centers. I use a place called AFR Clearance Center. But there's clearance furniture centers all over that are places that used to be they use their properties in hotels or in condos or corporate housing or whatever, and then they remodeled, and so they take it over. So it's used furniture, but not like heavy used and not like it's definitely a step up from a Goodwill, okay? It's a big step up from a Goodwill. All right, so let's see. Next, we're going over to yard sales. Some people like to do yard sales. Not my thing. Not my thing. But I have a lot of customers, a lot of students that's where they get a lot of their good finds because they are good at finding quality furniture at yard sales. Amazon. I get so much of my stuff from Amazon that I have it like scheduled down to a science that all like 90% of my stuff arrives the day before move-in. And so sometimes I'll even have it like delivered right to my house, and I'll just open up the truck and be like, come, just put it right in so I don't have to do anything with it. Okay, so, and like one time we came out and we walk out the door and it was like this mountain. It was a new Amazon person. They didn't know my rule to just put it in the truck. So it was like this big wall of boxes. So because so much of it comes from Amazon, it's so nice. And then you can set up a shopping list that I also use Walmart for some of my things. And you can just set up a shopping list, a saved shopping list. So it's like, oh, time to open an Airbnb. Click. Everything from that shopping list goes in. The silverware, the, curtain rods I like, all the different things, okay? But you can look at our shopping list for that. Okay, so much of this can be done. Click, click, click. Do not waste your time. You guys will burn out. If you're opening multiple properties a month or per year, even if you're doing 2 per year, you will get burned out. Remember how I talked about my parents? I love my parents, you guys. I love them so, so much. However, my mom, oh my goodness, she was shopping for days and days and days. Even after the property opened, I just feel like it still needs something in the corner. I just don't. Y'all, do not waste your time on that, okay? Get the property up and beautiful. She's had one of her properties, I love you, Mom. She's had one of her properties for like 6 months. She won't let me hire the professional photographer yet because she just still doesn't feel like it's perfect yet. Guys, get it set up, get it beautiful, and take the pictures. She is missing out on business because she doesn't have a professional photographer highlighting how beautiful and bright it is. Instead, we have our little cell phone pictures up there because, I just feel like it still needs something. Okay, guys, sometimes being done is better than being perfect, okay? Being done is sometimes being better than perfect, okay? So make sure you get it set up, and just don't be driving all over the place. I do use Home Goods at Home or Target for some items as well, but just make sure that you're doing it as on a budget, that you're staying with the budget. Also, a lot of our inventory we get from Costco. Sometimes I buy my coffee packs. We do K-cups. I'm not a coffee drinker, and so maybe this isn't the case, but for me, I'm like, I don't want to use a coffee pot that everybody else has been filtering things through. I don't know. I don't really get coffee, so I don't know, but so I'm a K-cup user. So I get our K-cups from Costco or from Amazon. Costco often, whenever they're on sale, I get them there and I put them in our inventory closet, AKA one of the garages of our Airbnbs, and our cleaning team is the only person other than me that has access to that garage. And so when they're on sale at Costco, I'll get a bunch and I'll stock the closet and then from that closet or garage, our maids take them out to the other properties, okay? So Costco I use as well. Also, you can look at a place like hotel supply chains for like Mayfair. Hotel Supply has some options, but I get all my soaps, lotions, everything straight from Amazon, and it's really easy to use, no shipping fees, that sort of thing, okay? Also, once you're ready to take it to a luxury level, okay, I highly recommend getting some sort of connection with either, I've got a slide on this, a local mom and pop store or a regional chain. For us, I use Ashley Furniture. So we get corporate discounts because we buy so much furniture, and all of my students in that region, so our students are all over, but anywhere there's an Ashley Furniture, our students get a corporate discount because we buy so much. So once you really are upping your game and ready to be a luxury level, then you're gonna need to go to a nicer, you're gonna start to get some nice furniture pieces, and we use a mom and pop shop or a Ashley Furniture type location, okay? Now, key to good reviews is offer something before they ask, okay? So we're moving away from staging our house, and we are now gonna talk about what you want them to see when they come in, okay? So I say offer before they ask because I wanna make sure that when they see in the pictures, they should be able to see if there's a blow dryer. They should be able to see if there's a coffee maker and what kind. I'm surprised by how many people ask me, what kind of coffee maker do you have? And what coffee do you use even? And so they should be able to see that. So in your pictures, even though I usually don't leave a blow dryer out, sometimes I will, for one picture, put out the blow dryer. Or sometimes I will make sure that there are like a utensil jar out so that they see, oh, there's utensils. You know what I mean? Or the coffee machine. So that they can see what kind of coffee it is, K-cup or regular. So those things they're going to want to see. They're going to want to see if there is lotions or shampoos and conditioners, okay? So let's talk about when they first walk in, their first impression, what they've gotten from you so far is a pre-arrival note, okay? Now, I talk about this later, but every guest you have, you should contact at least 5 times. At least 5 times, okay? They're gonna, in your pre-arrival, you're gonna tell them how to park. You're gonna tell them about the Wi-Fi. You're gonna talk about the lock. You're gonna talk about how to, but now in staging it, we're gonna talk about how to make it feel more welcoming, okay? So when I first did my first property, I did it and it didn't look welcoming. And the goal that's gonna separate this from a hotel is it's gonna feel like a home. People go to Airbnb because they want their space. They want it to feel like a home away from home. And so it's worth paying for a nice $30 wreath or a nice doormat or a nice something so that the welcoming feels like, oh my goodness, this feels like a nice house instead of cold, okay? So that is one of the reasons why people book with Airbnb instead of a hotel chain is they want that welcoming charm to it, okay? So also you're gonna wanna make sure that you have snacks and water. Okay, so in my pictures, I also sometimes will put this so they know what to expect when they get there, but there will be snacks and waters available. And it's not like some hotel chains. I'm not even gonna charge you $10 a water bottle or whatever it is, okay? So also, you need to make sure that you show them the laundry room. They wanna know if laundry is on site, okay? So make sure in your listings, you put a picture of the laundry room and the amenities you offer, okay? Now, your final preparation. When you go to a property to do the final walkthrough, here are a couple things that we do in preparation. You're going to need to print out checklists, okay? You're going to print out checklists for your maids to put in the maid closet of how you want the towels folded, how you want the snacks to look. So when you do it, you're taking pictures of these things and putting it up on your checklist and posting it in the maid closet, okay? So there's our inventory maid closet, which is a garage where our cleaning lady comes and they distribute it out wherever they need to go. But then there's also in each house, you need to decide what closet is gonna be your maid closet, okay? The checklist that I'm talking about, like in our course, we have so many different checklists. We have checklists that you're supposed to do every cleaning. Checklists to do monthly, checklists to do quarterly, checklists of moving day. Make sure you have all these items. Checklist. I like checklists just to make sure you're not missing anything. It helps with the system to make sure that you are a system instead of running, oh, I forgot this. I got to run back to Walmart. I got to run back here, okay? So these checklists, make sure when you're prepping a property, you have all of your checklists printed out and you're ready to just, oh, yep, got it. And doing what you need to do so that when you post it in the maid closet that it's ready, okay? Now the final walkthrough of the property, this sometimes I do at my first walkthrough, or if you do a final walkthrough of the property, you're gonna want to take pictures because you don't have maybe pictures of it furnished yet, okay? So maybe it's not furnished yet, but you still are gonna post it, okay? We're gonna talk about this a little later, but you are gonna list this property before you have the keys. Okay, I like to list it at least a week before I have the keys. Once I know I'm getting the keys, then I usually list it that night because I want people to start seeing it and start booking it, okay? When we set up a property, we recommend that you have all of the stuff ready by the day you get the keys, okay? Hopefully the day before, right? So if I know I'm moving in Saturday at 9 a.m., everything Everything is in my storage unit or my garage or my front room or in one of the garages of one of my other Airbnbs, and everything is in there so that at 9 o'clock when I get the keys, my moving team is already packing up everything from that garage and putting it in the truck to move it over so that that day we can move it in, set it up, stage it, and the next day is pictures. Okay? Once you have those keys, you're paying for that property. So you want to maximize every single minute that you have those keys. So make sure that you are doing everything before then. As soon as I sign a contract, I say I can move in 5 business days. I shop like a crazy woman for those 5 days and make sure that I got everything ready so that the minute I get those keys, my team is already moving. In fact, sometimes I even show up to get the keys with my team, ready to move in as soon as I've got them, okay? So make sure you are paying for that asset. Make sure you are making money off of that asset. So my goal is to set up a property within 72 hours. Sometimes I even do it, one time I did it within 36, guys. It was pretty awesome. So 36 to 72 hours, okay? So the first day, we move everything in, we get everything done, but then sometimes the next day I'll need to come back because, the curtains didn't fit, or they didn't exactly match like I like to. So the next morning, I spend a couple hours shopping for the last little odds and ends, put them back up, make sure that my locks are all working correctly, my internet is installed, everything, that's day 2, and sometimes that afternoon I have pictures taken, or the next day I have pictures taken, okay? So I highly, highly recommend within 36, we'll say 48 to 72 hours, okay? But do not take longer than 3 days setting up a property. That same guy that said that they spent $20,000, it took them 3 weeks to move into their property, you guys. And they were paying, it was a luxury level property, so they were paying a lot in rent. So do not do that. Be prepared. Work harder. No. Work smarter, okay? Work smarter. Take advantage. Be prepared so that then you can get up and get running. Okay, I've rampaged enough along that, okay? So now let's go back to the slides, okay? So in that walkthrough, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're taking pictures so that when you post it 2 weeks before you even have the keys, you have some sort of pictures. Now, if you have other properties, then you're gonna be able to say, okay, here are pictures from my other properties, and you put a note in there that says, these pictures are from my other property. It will be furnished this date, and I'll have pictures up this date, okay? But you're gonna also wanna have the pictures of the empty rooms so that they know this is the floor plan, okay? Also, just a note, make sure that you're also doing floor plans and putting those in your pictures. You're gonna decide which one is gonna be your maid closet. You might wanna take room dimensions to see if you're gonna be able to fit a twin bed or a queen bed. I do not do king beds except for my luxury level properties. In my 2 to 3 bedroom condos, in my 3 to 4 bedroom houses, I just use queen beds. And the reason why is because then I can use the same sheets if I need to switch throughout the house. I never do a double bed. It's a waste of space. If you're gonna do a double, you can usually fit a queen, and people don't think I can put 2 people in a double, okay? So don't do a double bed. But sometimes I do bunk beds. Sometimes I do a bed with a trundle underneath. I always use a pull-out sofa. Sometimes if there's not room for a pull-out sofa, I'll use a futon. So do what you can to get more beds in that area, but you might need to get room dimensions to make sure you're making the most of the space, okay? Also, you're gonna measure how big the windows are so that you can buy the right size curtain rods and the right size curtains, okay? That is not something you wanna run back and forth for the next day. Also, one that I learned after a few times is to get the vent dimensions. Each time I set up a property, I make a Word document with a picture of the remote control, a picture of the air conditioning, a picture of the vents. I take a picture of what the vent dimensions are. So that if I have a guest that says, I don't know how to turn on the AC, I pull up that document and I can see, okay, I remember this one, you just have to push the button. You know, push the button on the right, whatever it is. Or with the vent dimensions, I know that quarterly, my landlords expect me to change my vents. So instead of being like, oh, what was the vent dimensions? Oh, I gotta go to the store, I gotta go to the property, then go to the store, then go back to the property. No, run a system. Work smarter, not harder. So make sure that in your property breakdown, you have the dimensions of the vents that you're gonna need to put in, okay? Let me make sure, you know, I don't put them in. My cleaning team puts them in, okay? But they're in the closet so that they know to change them, okay? Because again, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but I only plan to go to my properties once per year. Once per year. Other than that, it's my cleaning team, Okay. Also, you're going to prep your welcome documents. This means, oh, welcome, this is our home. And you need to type those up so they're printed on move-in day so you're ready to move in. On there, you should also list your internet Wi-Fi password so that it's right there and handy. It has the checkout instructions. It has everything you need on your welcome letters. And I could go on and on about welcome letters. That's in our full course, but it's not a necessity. But just make sure that you're doing welcome letters, making them feel welcome, okay? Now, utilities and internet. Make sure that you've done that and that you've signed up. Make sure that you've got your internet up and running. It's not a good thing to have your first guest come in without Wi-Fi, okay, guys? This day and age, you can't do that. So make sure that it's one of those things that you've planned for ahead of time. Okay, most important, like I said, list it as soon as possible. List it as soon as possible so that the 48 hours after you got keys, 72 hours after you got keys, whatever you feel comfortable with, you have people sending you money, okay? So take advantage of that time. Now, I've loved talking about prepping, but now we're going to talk about getting into a little bit deeper about how to price your property to make you the most money. So stick around and we'll talk about that next.